Welcome to AI and Cloud Weekly, your weekly roundup of the biggest AI and cloud news that actually matters. And man, we are starting this week with an absolute earthquake. The US government just executed an unprecedented shutdown, literally blocking global access to Anthropic's brand new Claude Fable 5 and Mythos 5 models. And the reason? Suspected China-linked jailbreak vulnerabilities.
Pentagon CIO Kirsten Davis fiercely defended the administration's move. Her statement was pretty clear, saying, "Some things are simply more important than revenue cycles, clickbait, and pre-IPO valuation. America first, always." So less than a week after Anthropic rolled out these incredibly powerful models, the Trump administration drops the hammer. They received warnings that Fable 5 could be jailbroken, and they immediately utilized export controls to mandate a total suspension of access.
The speed of this escalation was just staggering. We went from a highly anticipated release in early June to a complete global suspension by June 12th. The US government issued an export control directive barring all foreign nationals, whether they're inside or outside the United States, from accessing Fable 5 and Mythos 5. And yeah, that actually includes foreign nationals who are literally employed by Anthropic.
Now, what's absolutely critical here is the sheer collateral damage hitting the enterprise sector. Because look, this isn't just a political spat. It's an immediate infrastructure crisis. We've got developers on H-1B visas abruptly locked out of their own company's tools. Global R&D teams completely losing model access overnight. Major financial firms, like the ones using Claude to integrate with S&P databases, are dealing with severely disrupted workflows right now. If your enterprise integration pipelines were hard-coded to the newest Claude models, well, they broke this week. Anthropic is scrambling to restore access, but the damage is already done.
So here's the crucial takeaway. We've officially crossed a threshold. Technology is now the ultimate geopolitical weapon, and the line between a commercial AI model and a regulated munition is basically gone. For cloud architects and IT leaders out there, this means relying on a single frontier model is a massive, unpriced risk for your enterprise architecture. You absolutely need multi-model redundancy, or a single government directive can bring your entire operation to a grinding halt. And honestly, this builds directly into the massive tectonic plates shifting underneath the AI hardware layer in our next story.
Section 2. The $1.75 trillion earthquake, SpaceX, XAI, and the compute economy.
$1.75 trillion. SpaceX is targeting the largest IPO in recorded history, dwarfing even Saudi Aramco's massive 2019 debut. Pricing happens on June 11th, with trading opening on the NASDAQ the very next day. But remember, you guys know this isn't just a rocket company anymore. Following their all-stock merger in February, this massive entity now fully absorbs XAI and Starlink.
To really grasp the gravity of this, let's just consider the scale for a second. The entire US IPO market raised about $45 billion in all of 2025. This year, projections are hitting $160 billion. This single event is effectively quadrupling the entire US IPO market all by itself, and it's being driven almost entirely by the AI arms race. But there's a specific detail from the S1 filing that should make every solution architect stop and pay close attention.
$1.25 billion per month. Yep, Anthropic, the exact same company fighting the export bans we just talked about, confidentially filed their own draft S1, and it revealed they've committed to paying SpaceX $15 billion a year through May 2029 just for compute. We're witnessing a massive, fundamental shift in margins right now. The wealth isn't just accumulating with the model builders anymore, it's flowing directly into the pockets of the infrastructure giants who own the silicon.
Which brings me to my take on this whole situation. Compute is the new sovereign currency. Owning the physical infrastructure, and more importantly, the nuclear and solar power required to run it, exactly like SpaceX does, is really the only moat that matters in 2026. The models, they're going to commoditize, but the megawatts will not. Speaking of models commoditizing, let's transition from the hardware and compute layer up to the model layer, where Microsoft just made a massive strategic shift.
Section 3. Microsoft's Declaration of Independence, Build 2026 and the MAI models.
So, at Microsoft Build 2026 in San Francisco, Satya Nadella just unveiled 7 brand new proprietary AI models under the MAI banner. We've got MAI Thinking 1 for reasoning, MAI Code 1 Flash to convert natural language to code, MAI Image 2.5, transcribe, and voice. Now, what's the common thread here? Well, every single one of these was built entirely in-house. They are completely 100% separate from Microsoft's famous partnership with OpenAI.
And these definitely aren't just toys, they're coming directly for the frontier leaders.
MAI Image 2.5 is already ranking higher than Google's Gemini 3 Pro on the Arena leaderboard. MAI Transcribe 1.5 is claiming state-of-the-art accuracy across 43 languages, and get this, running 5 times faster than rival models from both Gemini and OpenAI. Why does this matter to us? Because Copilot is officially becoming a model-agnostic platform. Enterprise developers are no longer locked into the OpenAI ecosystem just to utilize the Azure AI Foundry. You now have native, high-performance, in-house alternatives.
My read on this? This is the ultimate enterprise hedge. With OpenAI's own massive IPO looming on the horizon, this is Microsoft proving to Wall Street and, frankly, proving to itself that it can survive and dominate the AI software layer without relying entirely on Sam Altman's technology. Okay, let's transition down to the tactical level for the data engineers and cloud architects who actually have to build this future on Monday morning. Section 4, Monday Morning Architecture, Azure Databricks June Updates.
Databricks is rolling out some seriously rapid-fire updates to Azure right now. First up, Lakeflow Designer has officially reached general availability. Second, Supervisor agents are getting massively upgraded tool integrations. And third, Unity Catalog is expanding its managed disaster recovery capabilities across regions.
Now, why should architects care about this specific release notes drop? Simply put, because it eliminates a massive amount of custom plumbing. Lakeflow Designer gives you this visual, drag-and-drop, no-code data prep canvas that's automatically backed by production-ready code in Unity Catalog. Supervisor agents can now directly query the public web and natively call Unity Catalog volumes as sub-agent tools. And that managed disaster recovery? It survives failovers with a stable URL, so your downstream multi-agent systems don't just suddenly break when a region drops.
And this really brings us to a fundamental truth of building AI systems right now. Agents without governed data are just hallucination engines. All those frontier models we discussed earlier, whether it's Claude, Gemini, or Microsoft's new AMAI lineup, they're completely useless in an enterprise context without the exact kind of data governance and seamless pipeline capabilities that Databricks just shipped. This is especially critical today. The EU AI Act deadline extension under the new Omnibus SUVA amendments just gave enterprises a slight compliance breathing room, but S&P is already warning that companies failing to govern their agentic AI data pipelines right now will face massive penalties when the hammer finally drops.
So, I'll leave you all with this question. In the 2026 AI race, is your enterprise infrastructure built to adapt or built to break? Because relying on a single model without clean, governed data and ignoring the shifting sands of the compute economy is a guaranteed recipe for the latter. That's a wrap for this week. If you found this useful, please like, share, and subscribe to AI and Cloud Weekly, because in the AI race, falling behind is not an option. See you next week.